Hello. This evening I'm going to try something different. I know I've only done one review, but I thought, hey, you know what, I'm learning psychology, might as well tell you all about it. So because it's really late, I'm only going to explain one small part of an approach in psychology. The first approach in psychology that we learned was the biological approach, and I'm going to go through the assumptions, which is dead easy, and, it might help someone, I don't know. Different neurotransmitters affect different parts of our behaviour. For example, serotonin affects emotions. If you have an unbalanced amount of a certain type of neurotransmitter, this is what causes abnormal behaviour. For example, if you have too much serotonin, it can cause depression. So, one assumption of the biological approach is that neurotransmitters control our behaviour. What neurotransmitters are basically just chemicals that send messages around the brain. I hope that was easy to get, because that was really it for the first assumption. Now, the second assumption is basically saying that the structure of our brain and how it works and the way it's formed is what affects our behaviour, and this is the neuroanatomy assumption. Okay, so the brain is made up of 4 different lobes, and each lobe has a different role in our behaviour. There is the frontal lobe, which controls emotion, the parietal lobe, which controls movement, the temporal lobe, which controls speech, and the occipital lobe, which controls vision. It's really not that hard, is it? It's just remembering everything. Now, the last bit that you really have to learn is basically that if there is any damage to any part of the brain, this can cause abnormal behaviour. And an example for this is that if there is any damage to the frontal lobe, this can cause a different change in personality. And that's it for the assumptions. You have to learn 4 approaches for Unit 1 AS in Psychology, which is quite a lot as you can imagine, but really it's quite worth it if you go through all of it and get a really good grade.